Alright, Holden FB 219 Preservation Episode 3. So what I've been messing around on is basically how I'm going to deal with some of the rusted metal components, not the body of the car, but more just all the underbody, like the front end, diff housings and everything in between that's all got a lot of rust on it. So basically in the past I would have just got the wire wheel out and sprayed it with kill rust paint, but we all know that that's only got a certain lifespan on it. So after doing a lot of research into rust converters and primers, etching, everything that goes along with it, you can really dive into it in a pretty major way, or you can keep it simple. And I've gone for a simple as possible solution on a bit of a bigger scale. So this here, this is a 1,000 litre tank. We've all seen these everywhere in society these days for oils and everything that goes on with it. What I've done is I've gone down to my local chemical supplier in Adelaide. I think it's Ace Chemicals is their name. I bought two 25 kilo bags of citric acid granules, and basically I used, it's 50 kilos. I poured 40 kilos in this. I just kept 10 as a spare or left over, and filled it up with 800 litres of water. So basically got, that's a 5% mix of citric acid to water. And so basically it's evaporated a little bit. It was up to about here, but that's no worries. So basically what I started out with was, just rewind. So yeah, I've got my 800 litres of citric acid. I got my engine crane here that was no good for the job because it would only come out this far. So I went down to my local steel shop, bought some RHS so I could really make it a lot longer, and also it's going to give me the height I need to get into the citric bath. Everything's only like 30-40 kilos, so the weight on this is not going to tip this over for anything that I'm using, so no drama there. So it's given me the length that I need, and also it's given me the range and the ability to lift things safely in and out of the acid bath without me getting in the way, obviously lifting things in manually. It's the last thing I want to do. So basically using this contraption, these are a couple of K-frames. I've got one off my car, another one off a wreck that I'll show you afterwards. And so just over here we'll show you for starters, this is generally the condition of everything that is on the underbody, which is not unusual for vehicles of these age. It's all really kind of like rusted, and yeah, just when you do going to this far, I'm not just going to wire wheel that and paint over the top. It's just no, not what I wanted to do anyway. So basically all of these front end components are all in the same kind of condition. So long story short is I dipped this for 24 hours and then blasted it off with the Karcher and a bucket of baking soda powder in water, neutralised all the acid. Had me MAP gas torch to heat it all up, dry it all off, then just coated it in Penetrol inside and out. Now the Penetrol is eliminating air to the steel, so as we all know, like rust needs metal, water and air for it all to start oxidizing. So basically the Penetrol will stop the air getting to it, and yeah, that's the finish of all the metal underneath. So I could technically leave it like that, give it a clean, and every 6 months, 12 months just spray it all in Penetrol again, and it'd just be a bare metal finish under the car, which would be pretty cool. These wishbones here, these are off a few different cars, but generally speaking that's the finish of this one. A little bit of rust here, you could hit that with a wire wheel just to break that up, but I'm not really too fussed because it looks genuine, it looks real, but I will have to clean that up more. But so in saying all of that now, I've got this bath ready to go, and my Y-frames here, they've got a little bit of rust in them and I'm looking to repair. So just over here, you can see the normal condition. I blasted this with the Karcher. It's all got all the grease and everything off, but yeah, I'm going to do one little bit better than this. Rather than just going rust converter, I'm actually going to dip it in the acid, neutralise the acid and Penetrol it. So you see there's a little bit of rust around here in this section, but still this is an amazingly good Y-frame for its age. So what I'm going to do now is basically hook this up with my crane, drop it into the acid bath for about overnight, maybe 24 hours, and I've measured it up. I'll be able to get this in so far, and then I'll have to do the 2 legs separately. But it's going to give me an opportunity to clean this frame right up and get it back to the bare metal finish. Dry it off, neutralise it, dry it off with the matte gas, penetrol it, and I'll show you the process which I'm going to use, and it's going to be yeah, something different, but it's the way I'm doing it anyway. So we'll show you how it's all done. I'll get into it. All right, so I've got the wireframes basically hooked up to my lifting contraption. Bit of wire rope basically through the holes there. Found that's kind of like good for its centre of gravity. It's not wanting to tip off. And basically got the lid off my acid bath now, and got my safety gear. So I'm going to kind of drop it in the bath, or leave it in there for, I don't know, at least probably overnight. You know, what is it now? It's about 6 o'clock at night, so probably till 9 o'clock in the morning. That should be 15 odd hours. Bring it out, give it a bit of a karcher off. So we'll get it in there, and yeah, we'll see, take it from there. So I'll lift her up. Long sleeves help. Long sleeves save any, if you get a dot of this citric acid on you, it saves you kind of having to rush off to wash your arms off or anything like that during the middle of what you're doing. And some rubber gloves, because it's only a very mild acid. You know, these kind of rubber gloves, dishwashing gloves are fine. It doesn't eat through that, so more than safe with what we've got on here. So just remember that, it is an acid. So all right, we'll lift her up. Wireframes in the acid bath. I cut the top off just with the jigsaw, and basically I ran the jigsaw, had the edge of the jigsaw around here, so obviously I've got, you know, 20-30 mil of lip still on the plastic. If I did this again, I'd measured it up and I knew it fit, but I'd probably run around there again and just maybe take another 20 mil out around the whole side, just try and get as close to the edge as possible. That would have dropped straight in then for these wireframes. But she's in the acid bath there now, and I'm actually surprised how deep I've got it in. You know, I'd have at least, I've got the good half in, so I'll do my job on that half in the morning, and then drop the 2 legs in individually and repeat the process, and I'll have a fully acid dip wireframe in the backyard. So yeah, we'll check in the morning and show you the process of how I take it on from there. So cheers. And fast forward 15 hours later, it's 9 AM. So we're going to rip this wireframe out of the acid bath and see what it looks like. We're going to follow it up with a steam clean with the karcher, neutralise it with some baking soda, and then dry it off and penetrol it. So let's get into it. got the bulk of the stuff off, I'll just pause it and then I'll grab the karcher and get it set up. Because this lower part of the Y-frame has got rust in it here, I'm replacing this whole part anyway, so I've cut a couple of holes in here so I can blast the inside of the subframe off here. So I'll blast it out and you'll see how much shit actually comes out. So this is not a bad idea to do this for sure. And you weld these up even if it's good. So that's out of the bath. It's been karchered. As you can see, it's a marked difference back to bare metal on all of it. That's what it was before. So it's giving us a really good surface to work with now. Underneath here, the camera cursor around here. You see the areas where, you know, obviously water's been sitting over the years. It's a little bit harder corrosion, but I'm just going to hit that with a wire wheel around these kind of areas here, but everything else has come up pretty sweet. So what I'll do now is neutralise any acid that's left over with some baking soda. That's just from Costco. I think that bag, 6 kilo bags, or 15 bucks or something like that. So I'll just put a couple of handfuls of baking soda into a bucket of water and just get it everywhere inside and out. So I'll do that now. Alright, so a couple of handfuls of baking soda in the water, just making sure I just get all the surface where the acid was, just to get it inside and out. And yeah, I'll probably pour it down inside the subframe to give it a shake around. But this is all that's needed. And plus, after the karchering, because it was a 5% acid mix before, now it's been through the karchers, literally, it's not even going to be an issue, I don't think. But I just, you know, do what chemistry in high school told me. So yeah, that's it, and I'll get back to you when I'm starting to dry it all off then. Alright, so it's all been neutralised with the baking soda, so there's no drama about the acid continuing to work. And basically I've got my map gas gun. I've been over the whole lot, but I've just got this section here to do, so I'll show you how to dry that out. So basically, you can see the temperature change in it and see the water melt, disappear off here as we go. So, you know, so kind of as we work our way down here, we'll just get down. You see there's a lot of water here, so it's kind of like the heating process is doing its job there, just to dry it all off. And then as we work down, there'll be water inside underneath this here, and so yeah, that's all coming out there. And basically all the water that's around there, you can really just like get it working and dry it all off, and you start to see it all bubbling out of behind all where all the joins are in the metal and things like that. But obviously don't work it too hard to, you know, make the metal go blue or anything like that. But that's pretty much the process for this. So I'll just finish this off and I'll get back to you with the Penetrol. So it's all been dried off. I'm happy with that. It's nice and warm and things like that. So Penetrol is what I'm doing to seal it up. So same thing, yeah, rust needs metal, water and air. So Penetrol is going to stop the air getting to it. And I'm just using this to get into the cavities, but I'll brush it on all the rest of it, because this is like, I don't know, it's like 17 bucks a bottle from a can from Bunnings, so a little bit expensive. So I don't want to waste it on the outside, so I'll just keep it for all the cavities. So basically, as much as I can on the inside everywhere and give it a good go, but I'm going to be doing this quite a few times. So, but basically, I'll just show you there. That's pretty much, it's just a glossy finish and it seals everything up. So that's exactly what I'm doing with the penetrol. So I'll get back to you when it's all coated in penetrol, and I'll show you the final job when it's dry then. Cool, thanks. All right, so as we can clearly see, so it's been penetroled, it's dried off for the day, and it's all like basically now bare metal with a clear coat, more or less. Clear coat, just going to stop it from oxidising. So that's a pretty bloody good finish if you ask me. So I'm going to lift it up now, and tonight I'm just going to do this leg, and tomorrow night I'll do that leg. And so 3-day process, and we'll have it fully acid dipped. So I'll lift her up now and drop her in. Alright, so I've got that other leg in. As you can see, that's a level of water there. I've got it above, you know what that is, so we'll leave that in overnight and see how that leg comes up. So yeah, check it out again in the morning. Easy done. Alright, so 9 AM again, going to pull it back out of the acid bath, the first leg. So going to pressure wash it, neutralise it with baking soda, dry it off with a MAP gas torch, and hit it with a penetrol. So let's get this done. Bit of a clean up here. Baking soda, water, and give it a rinse down on that one leg, inside and out. And any stuff that really doesn't come off, you can hit it with a wire wheel afterwards, but it's 100% up on what it was. Alright, dry off time now with the MAP gas, and yeah, just start drying it off again. So here I go. Start from. So basically from this level down is where I just dipped it. Even though that's wet up there, I'll just try my best to clean it off anyway. So it's good to see it all bubbling up. You know you're getting rid of it. Right, so all dried off now. Just got some bulk penetrol in here, bit of a pressure pack, and a bit of an easier process than last time. Just spray a bit on, then I'm going to just brush it all over. So that's the process now. So easy done. This one's all going to be finished very shortly, and I can use this then to give it a good squirt down inside the legs too. So nice, good coverage. I'm happy with all that. So yeah, the penetrol will get everywhere I want it to get. So I'm happy. Excellent. Cheers. All right, so as it's worked out, the video of that you just seen of all the acid dipping of the wireframes, that was in like end of January this year, 2021, and like today it's August, so it's kind of been 6-7 months since I did all that acid dipping, and between everything else that's been going on with the wagon and life, I've been working pretty solidly over the last few weeks on those wireframes. I've actually got them finished. And so it didn't only just occur to me just tonight that I did make all these videos earlier of the acid dipping process. So I'm just wrapping this up now. So you know that the process was, that's how I did it for the acid dipping and the cleaning and the protection of the penetrol so it would sit outside for 6 months until I got it in. And the next video will be the wireframes as a finished product, but I'm going to recap and cut a whole heap of photos in about the process along the way. So yeah, we'll see you in the next video.